Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. So on today's video, we will be discussing three ways as to how you can remove duplicates from your Excel sheet. And in the end, I will also be discussing a scenario about the things that you need to consider while deleting duplicates from your Excel sheet. Otherwise, you will lose out on some important numbers in your Excel sheet and your output data will not reflect the correct numbers. So let's get to the video. So the first method of removing duplicates is using the unique column, unique formula. So let us suppose we have this data wherein we have the name of a few people and their country associated with them. So we want to remove duplicates from this data. So as you can see that we have several duplicates into this data, like Jones UK is repeating twice, and then similarly we have Smith UK repeating twice. So to remove unique duplicate values from this data, I will simply type here is equal to unique. Then I will select the array of data into which I want to remove duplicates from. And then the second parameter would be to return unique rows. So I want to return unique rows, which is why I'm selecting false. If I want to return unique columns, I would have to select true over here. So I've selected false. And then the third parameter, which we will be discussing in a case-wise manner. So as of now, since I want only the records which are occurring exactly once, so I am selecting over here true. So once I do that, and I press enter. So I have this data. So you will see that Sean Canada is occurring only once in the data. And similarly, Johnson UK is also occurring only once in the data. Similarly, Johnson USA is also occurring only once in the data. So all those records which are occurring only once, exactly once. So all those records are mentioned over here by and so by changing the formula last parameter of the formula, I can basically calculate the distinct items. So let me just do that. I will again type unique. I will give the array of the data that I want to remove duplicates from. And then the second parameter would be to return unique rows. So I will select false. And then the last parameter which I would be changing in this scenario. So I would be specifying false over here since I want every distinct item, and then I will close the bracket and I will press enter. So now you will see that from this entire set of from the entire data set, the duplicate rows have been removed. So for example, we have Smith UK twice, but in this data we have Smith UK only once. Similarly, we had Williams UK twice, and in this data we have Williams UK only once. So this is the difference between when you change true or false in the last parameter of the unique function. The second way around removing duplicates is to use the advanced filter option. So let's say we have the same data set again and we want to remove duplicates. So the second method would be to use the advanced filter option. So we will go to data, then we will go to advanced, and then we can select the entire range of data that we want to remove duplicates from. So this would be the range. And then let's say I want to remove duplicates and paste the data in some another location. So I will checkbox this radio button, and then I will select the cell address where I want to copy the unique rows to. So I would be selecting that area. So I've done that, and then I will checkbox this check which is unique records only. So once I do that and I press OK, so I have the unique values coming out of this data set. So similarly, you can see that Jones UK was repeating, which is mentioned once over here, and so on. So the third way of removing duplicates is a very common way, the normal way that we do it. So let us suppose we have this data. So this is the same data accompanied by the serial number column. So I have added the serial number column because I want to illustrate a very important point to you in this method. So basically, let me just copy this data again into the side so that I can illustrate my point. So let us go on to remove duplicates from this data. So I will go to data, and then I will go to remove duplicates. And then since I don't want to remove duplicates from serial number, I will uncheck this box, and I have the data headers. So I'm checking up this box, and name and country are also checked. So I will press OK. So you will see that 10 duplicate values are found and nine unique values remain. So 10 have been deleted. So I press OK. And then if you compare both of these data sets, you will see that the second row, which was repeating, has been deleted by the system. So Similarly, if we have Jones UK repeating twice, so the fifth observation is there in the unique data set and the sixth observation has been deleted. So the serial number sixth row has been deleted. Similarly, this Smith UK was repeating thrice in the dataset. As you can see, Smith UK was repeating thrice, and so we have the first non-repeating observation in the unique rows under the unique rows, and the rest two duplicate rows have been deleted by the system. So serial number 10 and 11 have been deleted, and we are directly moving to serial number 12. And now that we know that Excel removes the second record from the output dataset, second duplicate record from the output dataset, so we will be moving to a scenario-based application of this removing duplicates episode. So let's say we have this data, which comprises of name, country, and then basically consider Brown as an employee of a, company who is from USA and has done 11,625 worth of sales in quarter two of a particular year. So this is how we will interpret this data. So let us suppose we have this numeric data into our data set and we want to remove duplicates. So for example, we have Smith UK repeating twice, quarter four, 9,9560. Similarly, we have Williams repeating twice, Williams UK quarter one, and we have two sales numbers associated with Williams. So in order to remove the duplicates, let me just copy this data once again so that I can compare both of the data sets and we can spot the differences. So let us say I have this data again and I want to remove duplicates from it. So I will go to data, I will go to remove duplicates. And since the sales figures can be different for the same person, I am removing the sales column from this exercise as of now. So once I do that and I click on OK, so you will be seeing that four duplicate values have been removed and 15 unique values remain. So I will press OK and I will see which values have been removed by the dataset. As you can see, rows 13 and 14 were repeating, Smith USA quarter one. So the output dataset has this record, which is over here, but the output dataset does not have the 14th record, which is the 9890 sales done by Smith in the quarter one. So let's say the overall sales done by Smith was a total of 19,610. But in our dataset, we have this sales number as just, you will find Smith USA quarter one as $9,720 only. So there will be a difference of $9,990 in the numbers reflecting the sales of Smith, and you will not be able to backtrack this number once you have deleted the entire duplicate rows from this data set in this data set itself. So if I remove duplicates from the data here only, so what you can do is if I remove the duplicates from here, you see that data and this data is the same, and you cannot see the second row of Smith, which was around $9,800 of sales which he had done, and your numbers now reflect the wrong scenario. So let me just press Control Z once again, so we are back to the data. So what can we do to avoid this error? So basically, in order to avoid this error, let me delete this data set, and then let me just copy this data set again. So I'm just copying the three columns that I need. So let me just copy this and I will remove duplicates from this data. So I want to remove duplicates on all the three levels. So I will press OK. And now I have the unique rows across all these three columns. So let's say I want a aggregated number of sales across these columns. So if let's say Smith USA is repeating twice in the data set, I want the sum of this value, which is the sales value. I want the sum of the total sales done by Smith of USA in quarter one. So for that, I will be using the sumif function. So you can use both sumif and sumifs. So I will be as of now using the sumif function. So for using the sumif function, I would be creating a key in both the data sets. So let me just create a key. So I will be creating a key on the level at which I want to aggregate my data. So which would be name cross, sorry, I need to put the n percent, name and percent country and n percent quarter. So We have this text which is unique, which is the combination of name, country, and quarter for this row. So I will drag this down, and now we have the concatenated string, which is the combination of name, country, and quarter. Similarly, we would be creating a key in the lookup data as well. So which will also be a combination of name, country, and quarter of this data set. So I will be dragging this down. So now once we are done with that, I will be applying the sumif function. So we have three parameters to the sumif function. Let me type is equal to sumif. The first parameter is the range. Basically, range refers to range or salary or any such type of things refers to the area where you want to find something. So we want to find like the key in this area. So I will select this, the column E, and then the next parameter would be criteria. So into this E column, what do you need to find? So I need to find for my second row H2 cell. So the contents in H2 I need to find in this column. So I'm selecting this, and then the third parameter is the sum range, basically the column of which you want to calculate the sum of. So that would be column D in our scenario. So I will select that, and I will close the brackets, and this is the sum of sales done by Brown of USA in quarter 2. So I will drag this sum down. So we have the sales for every person in the country. So similarly, earlier what we were seeing was that Smith USA was showing the sales of just $9,720, but now it is showing up as $19,610 worth of sales. So let me just copy the formats of this as well. So if I do that, it is more readable now. So now as you can see that you have the sales number associated with every employee in the correct manner. So this is the correct manner of removing duplicates from the data. Whenever you have a numeric value in your data set, please be very mindful of deleting duplicates from your data. Otherwise, you will lose a lot of numbers, and then your output sheet will not reflect the correct numbers at all. And that brings us to the end of today's episode. So if you like the video, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more such videos. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon in the next video.